Welcome back for another video. The Roundup is a series on this channel that arms you with useful information to take into each game week to arrive at better decisions. This includes the top players for predicted points, the bookies odds, transfer trends and more. An accumulation of smaller but correct decisions can have a significant impact over the course of the season. If you find today's video useful, hit like on it to support the channel. I read every comment, so let me know what you thought of the Gameweek Roundup below. Enjoy the video. We'll start with the Goalscorer Odds, and the odds given are always based on the assumption that the player starts, and this is sometimes not the case. Vardy's on top this game week with a 48.5% chance of scoring any time in the match against Norwich. However, we found out in today's presser that he'll miss the match with an injury and expected to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, and Iheanacho looks in line for a start. Tim Krul's missed their last 2 matches with COVID, and over those 2 the Canaries have conceded 8 goals. Kane has been given a 45% chance of scoring any time and has found some form with 3 goals in his last 3 games played. He faces a Watford side who are still yet to keep a clean sheet all season. Ronaldo comes in third with a 42.5% chance for the match against Wolves at Old Trafford. It may be a tough game as Wolves have only conceded more than once on 3 occasions all season, and they haven't conceded more than 2 at all. Cavani could be in line for a start after making an impact since returning from injury, so if you're looking for a 1-week punt before a Gameweek 22 wildcard, he could be a good pick. Salah has a 35.5% chance of scoring for the match against Chelsea, and the captaincy results will be very interesting this game week. Onto the clean sheet odds, and Man United are top for the game against Wolves. We've discussed how Wolves don't concede many goals, though they've not been scoring many either, with just a single goal scored in their last 6 games played. Leicester face Norwich this game week and are second on the clean sheet odds. They caused a huge upset by defeating Liverpool 1-0 with a clean sheet, and they'll be in good spirits for the next one, which is at home too. Clean sheets are tough to predict this game week, with Chelsea and Liverpool facing one another and Man City facing Arsenal. Liverpool have been given a 27.5% chance of shutting Chelsea out, who are in somewhat of an injury crisis, losing Reece James in Gameweek 20 to a suspected muscle tear. Though regardless of clean sheet potential, players such as Trent always carry the attacking threat too. Norwich and Arsenal are rock bottom this game week with a 12% chance for their games against Man City and Leicester respectively. Onto the top players for predicted points in Gameweek 21. Heung-min Son comes on top this game week with 5.0 predicted points, followed closely by Kane on 4.8. Son has 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 games played, and Kane is on 3 goals and 3. Ronaldo has 4.7 predicted points and Salah 4.5. De Bruyne is on his longest streak of consecutive starts this season with 4 in a row. He assisted Foden's winner against Brentford and has 3 goals and an assist in his last 4 games. Bowen ran the show in the away match to Watford, assisting 3 of West Ham's 4 goals in their 4-1 win, and he's been given 3.6 predicted points. Mane narrowly makes the top 10, tied with Bruno, Bowen and Ward-Prowse. It's the last match for both him and Salah before both of them depart for the African Cup of Nations, where they'll potentially miss 2 or more games. Onto the most transferred players heading into Gameweek 21, and it's Bowen on top with well over 100,000 picking him up already. He's got 3 goals and 11 assists this season and has an expected goal involvement of 8.35, which ranks 6th among all midfielders and demonstrates his great value for 6.6 mil. We've discussed Son's form, and it's no surprise to see him heavily transferred in, and this is likely to only increase after Salah and Mane leave from Gameweek 22. Though with this in mind, it's surprising to see Dennis heavily transferred in, who's one of those expected to leave too and will therefore miss a couple of games. Perhaps the managers picking him up are simply unaware of the fact. Edouard got a 14-point haul in Gameweek 20 from a goal and 2 assists, and may well have cemented his place as the first choice forward. There's a huge number of potential double game weeks on the horizon, and Palace are among those with postponed fixtures. Jota is 10th on the most transferred in, and he could be a shrewd purchase if you don't own him. Liverpool's fixtures are great after Chelsea, and he could be guaranteed more starts while Salah and Mane are away. Onto the most sold players, and it's Reece James, who's been dropped by over 160,000 managers already. He looks an easy sell after being substituted with an injury, which could sideline him for some time. Gallagher missed the last game through COVID, though as always we should wait for the pressers in case he's back in time. Over 70,000 have decided to sell Salah, though it could be worth giving him the Chelsea game before shifting him on. Bernardo's last return came back in Gameweek 16, so it's unsurprising to see him heavily sold. In fact, Man City have scored 18 goals, which he's had no involvement in since then. Mount is also among the most sold. Chelsea's next 3 games are Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham, followed by 2 blanks, so it's definitely the time to sell our Chelsea assets for the players of more upside. We'll finish the roundup as always with the Captaincy Poll results. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on our Discord. If you'd like to join, a link's in the description. The results are in and they are as follows. Son is top with 59.4% of the vote for the away game to Watford. Spurs look a much improved side under Conte and Son's been very involved since his arrival. Salah gets the lowest votes all season with 17.7% of the vote for the Chelsea game. Many managers were burned by his missed penalty against Leicester, which resulted in a 0-pointer, though he finished the game with an XG of 1.69, so it was some incredible underperformance. FPL is a game of recency bias, and Salah has 15 goals and 10 assists this season, and he could certainly get something out of that Chelsea game, though Son does look the stronger pick. Ronaldo gets 5.6% of the vote, followed closely by Kane on 4.9%. Elsewhere, a few votes for De Bruyne, Antonio, Foden, Bowen and Lukaku. Thank you for watching this Gameweek's episode of the Roundup. If you found it useful, please hit like to support the channel and hit subscribe if you're new. I read every comment, so as always I'm keen to hear your thoughts.